We punch a destination into our phones, put the car in drive, and trust that the glowing blue line on the screen will get us there safely. We rarely consider that some paths on the map might not be meant for the living. For Kabir, Mira, Raghav, Sneha, and Muskan, the suffocating gridlock of corporate life in Delhi had reached a breaking point. Exhausted and overworked, they needed a way out of the city. They packed into Kabir's Mahindra Scorpio on a Friday night and pointed the heavy SUV toward Rajasthan. They had no real itinerary, just loud music, good friends, and the open road. The group's focus was entirely on the road ahead, not where it led. By turning off their maps and letting the route call them, they had unknowingly surrendered their direction to a landscape that didn't follow the laws of the highway. The first hour of the drive was exactly what they needed. The highway was brightly lit, the cabin was full of laughter, and the mood was relaxed. Raghav, completely sober and sharp, was behind the wheel navigating the smooth asphalt. Then came the roundabout. Distracted by the jokes and the music, Raghav missed the straight path toward the Mumbai Expressway and drifted down the left fork. Within minutes, Raghav noticed the road felt off, but the group brushed off his concern, telling him to just keep driving until they found a U-turn to loop back. At highway speeds, a single moment of distraction feels inconsequential. Raghav felt the unease of the wrong turn, but with his friends laughing beside him, it was easier to trust the group's confidence than his own sudden chill. The physical environment degraded quickly. The smooth asphalt vanished, replaced by broken gravel and dirt. The streetlights ended abruptly, plunging the SUV into total, suffocating darkness. Raghav finally found a spot to turn around, expecting a quick 15-minute drive back to the highway. But as the clock hit 30 minutes, the rough road seemed to stretch, keeping the main route entirely out of reach. Then, Mira screamed. She had been staring out the back window and saw a figure sprinting through the darkness, keeping pace with the car. Raghav slammed his foot on the accelerator. The engine roared, but the massive Scorpio wouldn't speed up. The needle locked exactly at 50 kilometers per hour, as if an immense, invisible weight was dragging the vehicle backward. They had crossed a boundary where mechanical power meant nothing. The road had decided they weren't leaving, and no amount of horsepower could change that. A massive, violent thud struck the roof, shaking the entire vehicle. Outside, there were no overpasses, no trees, and no cliffs, nothing that could have fallen on them in the flat, open desert. The horror breached the interior when Sneha felt something wet land on her forehead. She wiped it away, finding thick, warm blood dripping directly through the solid roof of the car. Mira slowly checked the side mirror. Standing in the red glare of the taillights was the silhouette of a man. His body was facing away from the car, but his head was twisted a full 360 degrees, staring right back at her. Their phones had lost all signal, leaving them blind in the dark. So when headlights appeared from behind, another car with a Rajasthan license plate, they followed it, desperate for any sign of the living world. When the world stops making sense, the mind desperately searches for anything recognizable. The sight of a Rajasthan license plate offered a phantom sense of normalcy that blinded them to the impossibility of the car's sudden appearance on a road that had been empty for hours. Pulling alongside the car, Raghav rolled down his window. Inside sat 4 young men who didn't speak. They just stared back with pale, completely dead eyes, offering a slow, mechanical nod. Raghav tried to follow their taillights, but the car vanished from the straight road, only to instantly materialize again, parked directly in their path. Kabir threw the Scorpio into a frantic U-turn. As the car spun, a massive, invisible force smashed into their rear bumper, killing the engine. The phantom car sped past their stalled vehicle. From inside the cabin came the deafening, agonizing screams of 4 boys, as if they were being crushed within the metal. The screams faded into total silence. Then 3 slow, deliberate knocks hammered against the rear trunk glass. Kabir jammed the ignition, the engine caught, and he floored it. Kabir's foot stayed heavy on the pedal, driven by a raw, unthinking need to escape. He gripped the wheel with a single primal objective: to put as much distance as possible between the Scorpio and the thing knocking on the glass. After 15 minutes of racing at high speed, the gravel gave way to asphalt. The warm, illuminated street lamps of the main highway washed over the car as they pulled into a roadside dhaba at dawn. Over breakfast, Kabir finally revealed why he hadn't stopped. When those 3 knocks hit the trunk, he had glanced in the rearview mirror and seen the dead-eyed boy from the other car pressed right against the glass. The drive back to Delhi was silent. They returned within 24 hours of leaving, telling their families nothing about the trip or the impossible things they had seen. They had no rational explanation for the phantom car or the road that tried to keep them. But the reality remains that out there in the dark, those routes are still waiting for the next driver to make a wrong turn.